This season, 7 businesses pitched for the chance to win $5,000. You voted, and the results are in. My name is Cynthia Mwansa.
I'm Wangari Moringa.
And I'm Gary Barquette.
And this is Open Invite. Okay, you guys, we're back. How are you guys feeling?
It was good to be back.
Feels good to be back?
Yes, I've missed it.
You've missed
dearly.
it.
Yes.
Yes. No, this feels a little different because I'm used to the cadence of having the businesses walk up, start their pitch, and then we kind of start the conversation from there. But now it's just us.
It is us today.
Agreed.
Well, technically, we do have a 4th seat that is going to be filled later, but for right now, it's just us.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but how are you guys doing? How you been?
Good.
Yeah.
Honestly, life's been good.
Yeah.
Everything's been good. I feel like since we kind of wrapped up shooting the season, we've had a chance to connect. You know what I'm saying? Hang out with each other a little bit. That's been fun. Build some community. And then even tapping in with some of the business owners. That's been pretty dope too. You know, that's expanded my network a little bit. So it's been nice to hang out with some of them too.
Yeah.
I agree with that because, I mean, summer's been summer.
I was just going to say it's summer too. Like, we can't bypass that fact. You know what I'm saying? We just entered in the summer, you know?
I kind of just felt the energy that the people who watch the show and really appreciate what we're doing. It's been, the feedback's been incredible.
Yeah.
We went from, I mean, the numbers have been going up.
Yeah.
Healthy.
Healthy numbers. Numbers. I mean, we had 7 businesses, 7 pitches, over 1,000 votes came in for this season, right?
Yep.
I know. It's incredible. It's incredible. And I think that what we should do is just kind of do a little debrief, right? I would love for us to really hone in on what we thought went really well and what we think we can do better, or better yet, the businesses could have done better. Because one of the things I've been hearing from communities specifically around our discussions is that folks want to hear more from us.
Yeah.
And so I think that this is an opportunity for us to kind of just dive in a little bit more, show people a little bit more about what we think, how we feel, etc. And then of course we'll have the extra seat filled a little bit later. But with that, just starting from the top, right? We had Sabs Matcha.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
I mean, one of my favorites of the season, to be honest with you.
Agreed.
And I love the fact that they caught me a little bit off guard because I told you guys, like, I didn't know what to expect when they first came in, right? Oh, it was like matcha, okay, oversaturated kind of field, you know. Yeah. But that matcha was good.
It was good.
And y'all liked it too.
And listen, I told y'all.
I'm a matcha believer now.
I told y'all. Grass. Okay?
Grass is green, matcha is green. You know?
Matcha's green.
Yeah,
but
green.
they were incredible.
Yeah.
Agreed. I mean, I like the element of them bringing the product and making it on set. I thought that was really smart, and it brought something new to the table. So it was like the honest reactions in the moment, and it was an interactive piece that we didn't necessarily get with every business.
Yeah.
They were a great tone setter to the whole season. Yeah, they were fire.
Yeah.
And just their energy to us people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They were very authentic. It didn't feel like they were trying to sell anything to me. They were just talking about their business.
They were.
And it was just like, I like their dynamic too. I think I love whenever the two business owners come together and you can see where they're like equally yoked. You can just tell who fills in where, and also just the strengths and like how people, they just kind of, I don't know, they just fill each other in really well.
They did a wonderful job. Yeah. With that, you know, I think about even our discussion at the end of that specific episode, right? One of the areas of opportunity that we felt like they had was really around, they have a great concept, but really having a roadmap for their next steps, right? Do we feel like there's anything else we could have given them in terms of like, this is something tangible they can actually walk away with to utilize for the next season of their lives?
Ooh, I feel like this is a Gary question.
Come on, Gary.
This is a good question.
Yeah.
Well,
Can I call you Gary? Is that a
yeah, I can rock with that. I haven't heard that since elementary school, but you know what I'm saying?
I said Gary, like Gary Bear.
Used to be Gary Bear. Yeah, I used to hear that quite a bit. But it's a term of endearment. I love it. I'll take it. You know, I kind of actually go back to what we had discussed a little bit on set, which was nailing down like how many events they want to do per year, having a schedule ahead of time, and then actually like doing the numbers behind it is like, well, how much events do we need to do to break even? How much events do we need to do to generate enough revenue to make our next investment, which may be that upgraded cart? So it was some of those tangible elements of like, how do we convert our actions into numbers and be aware of it so we can move accordingly? I got to come back to that because I feel like we actually hit it in the episode. At least that's what my mind comes back to. You know, there's probably some more things we can do digging wise and whatnot, but that was the first thing my mind came to was like, y'all are doing great work. Now make sure you track it.
You track it.
Sure. You know, make sure you understand like the ROI on what you guys are doing and the energy you're putting out there because you're doing a lot of the right things. But you know, sometimes in business, like you could be doing the right things, but if you're not doing the back end of the right things, it could be some wasted energy and effort, or you just end up kind of doing the same things. And you're not even understanding how it's affecting your business. Good, better, and different. You know, so that's what comes to mind. I don't know if y'all feel that or if there's anything else y'all would want to hone in on or hit on.
Their trajectory is incredible. I mean, the amount of people that they're working with, the fact that they were getting reached out to by these places to vend in their spaces in their first year. That's insane. So what you said too, like just knowing what that goal is, understanding where you're going, so you're not, because if you're like, it's similar like putting in, your directions into a GPS. If you don't know where you're going, you're just gonna be.
You know, make some extra turns too. You know, not even go down the one way. You know, if you're not careful.
And I just don't want to see them plateau. I don't want them to get to the point where it's just all they're doing is events and that's all they're doing. I would want more for them, and I'm sure that they feel that and they know that they want to go someplace bigger than just selling out of a cart. And they talked about opening up the storefront. Like I can't wait to see what that idea looks like more developed with time.
With time. I agree. The next business was Rebel Firm.
With him, so for me, I have a lot of respect for people who are like multidisciplinary entrepreneurs, right? First, and then I'll also say I have respect for the fact that he came out, I'm just trying to put myself on. I'm like, you know what? Respect. You're being honest. I wanted more from that pitch specifically because that pitch in itself was good for like, he spoke on what it was. I just think I wish I had that like, that deeper, like community building aspect, that thing that we're at peace where it's just like, okay, and we're in off season when these events are not happening. I wanted to know what was going on. Very much have a lot of respect for the man. He's done a lot of great things. The man has a game board, for goodness sakes. So it's just like he's doing things people aren't like doing. Like he has a way of going about life in a way that he believes, like he's a brand. Like he is the brand. And for that, I have a lot of respect, but specifically for that pitch, I just wish it was just deep. I wish he thought a little bit more about what it would mean to continue the is what you call it, continuation? And so, just the off season looking like.
No, I think that's important. And I'm thinking about his business, but I'm also thinking more broadly across the season, right? I think that what we found or what we had were businesses almost in the early stages. Other than Katya, and we'll get to her in a second, but other than Katya, I feel like everyone else who stepped foot in this space to pitch their business is an early stage founder, right? And I've been reflecting on, again, our reflections on their pitches and so on and so forth. And I wonder about what it looks like for these early stage founders to also be given the opportunity to learn and grow, evolve and change, utilize the feedback that we've given them, utilize the feedback that they're getting from other people, to start to capture that data, to start to build a continuation or continuum, right? Because we did meet them at an early part of their journey. And so is it fair for us to say we want to see this when they are really building something at a foundational level?
I think yes.
Oh, okay.
So for me, anything that I do is big. Like when I think about something, I think big picture immediately. I'm like long term, exactly. And so I think it isn't too crazy to think that if you've already developed an idea and you're bringing it to life and you're doing the thing already, especially if you're already doing the thing, we need to see where is that heading to? It's not that crazy of a question to ask. So I do expect that from an entrepreneur. No matter what stage.
Well said. I agree with that because I think we have the opportunity to have business owners think about some things that they should be thinking about early on that may come later with lessons. And some of that's inevitable. You're going to learn business as you go. But if we can ask the right questions or plant some of those seeds early on, we can help set them up for success or work towards that development piece. So even when it comes to someone like Sharp Skills, it's like, when I hear a part of what could have been missing from our perspective is like that solid business model.
Yeah.
You know, really applying to what he's doing now and how that correlates with bringing other people along with you, because we know any like good business, you're solving a problem.
Right.
You're meeting a need beyond yourself.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the part that we were trying to get to is like, how do we go beyond, to your point, putting yourself on or taking care of you, which we know he's an ecosystem guy. So he was putting other people on in the process. And he did allude to that where he was just like, well, yeah, I brought some local artists in and gave them opportunities, but that wasn't necessarily the focal point. But it's like, that's where that business model comes into play. And with the right questions of us asking the right questions, now we're starting to open it up to be like, these answers are inside of me. Nobody really asked me that way before. So that's something I think about too when you think about our reflections and, you know, like someone, he got called me the Randy Jackson, right? I'm just like, Randy. You know what I'm saying?
Randy,
you know, what was Randy's thing? What would he say when he didn't like somebody? It's a no for me.
It's a no for me.
It's a no for me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't use that vocabulary, but maybe I have the G way of saying that, you know? But I think about those opportunities to ask more of those specific questions. And even if there's some like preliminary process we have to really understand where people are at in their business. Now we got a good understanding, like there was a preliminary process, but I think more specifically around like business model or how is it going beyond you? And if people don't have the answers, at least giving them the opportunity to have them by the time they come.
For sure.
For sure.
I think that's another piece. Like you're on a show. You're here to win money. It's a competition.
It's a competition. You can come correct. Yeah, we want you to come correct.
Have these answers. So
Okay. Elisa, House of Afro.
House of Afro.
Yes. Thoughts?
I've been seeing her all over the place.
Yeah.
Baby girl's been working.
She's a city. She's a local, you know what I'm saying? Local hero, hometown hero at this point. Like she is making a name for herself. And I feel like she hasn't taken this was like a part of her like just a step in her journey because she continues to just put herself out there in a really real, organic, admirable way.
Yeah.
Like I've been seeing her do her thing. So I have nothing but praises for her. I hate to say it. We talked about what we talked about. I didn't forget in the episode. I didn't forget. But you know me, I'm always going to lean towards the love, at least at first. You know, like I got to lean into the love. But no, I've been seeing her.
Yeah.
She's been top of mind.
She has.
Yeah, she's doing her dang thing. I mean, she hasn't slowed down since she's been off the episode. I mean, I love seeing people pursuing what they want, like, especially the way that she's put a twist on what she's doing. I think for me as an entrepreneur, like, there's not a lot of times that you hear about, like, a brand new idea. But I love when people are able to have an idea and put their own twist on it. And she's really going headstrong with that twist. And so I'm proud of her. I don't know if I have anything bad to say, but I know Sin always has some questions.
I do, because
she's just like, y'all speaking so nice.
Listen, y'all,
this girl.
because you guys four, okay?
And I question.
This is valid.
Because what I'm thinking about is a point that we brought up in her episode around competition, right? And
that's what came to mind.
Yeah.
And
we're gonna get into it.
we have to, because one of the things that I've heard even post episode, right, is really around other individuals having a similar sentiment because they're so community rooted that they don't necessarily feel like there is competition. And I know, Gary, you had spoken to the importance of still assessing the market that you're in, seeing what other people are doing who are doing something similar to you, figuring out where you fit within that specific market, and then building your brand or your business to really support and build that ecosystem, but still being unique and someone who has something that is not necessarily what anyone else is doing, right? In that, I think that for us as community-rooted people, it's harder to think around the competition piece, right? Yes, baby girl is out here and she's working. But I think that her episode specifically speaks to a deeper mindset within especially Black and brown communities, but especially just folks who are doing community work, period, where we feel as though there is no competition because I'm just here to support, I'm here to pour back in, so on and so forth, right? So even again, looking more broadly beyond her episode, but really more broadly around our founders and our community.
Right.
What does that mindset do to us when we're not necessarily assessing the market or feeling like we have competition when we really actually have competition?
You know, I think Gary said it best in that episode. He said, it depends on what the goal is. I think that if you have a goal of being the best in your industry, you have to realize that industry is your, like, people in that industry, that's your competition.
Yeah.
So for you to kind of disregard that or like think, oh, it's not, I'm me, I'm unique, I'm doing this thing, it's not realistic. So if you want to be the best at that thing, you have to recognize that. Now, if your goal is just to be a
To exist.
Have fun.
I'm just here.
I'm just kidding.
Then in that case, then it is what, I mean, do what you're doing. You're doing it great regardless.
Yeah.
People love what you're doing. And if they, at the end of the day, feel fulfilled in that, then you accomplished your goal. So like you said, it depends on what the goal is.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And what I would say, I think that's a great question. And I do agree with that sentiment too. It does depend on what the goal is. And the other side of it too is like that mindset of like the it factor. Like I'm the it factor. There could be a lot of truth to that.
Yeah, no,
but
for sure.
it only takes you so far.
Yeah.
What happens is you hit a ceiling. And then you start to get to a point where it's hard to expand beyond your current network because they're looking for something more, almost than just you. Because usually businesses grow beyond the people, right?
Yeah.
And you want it to as a business owner. I want my business to be bigger than me. I don't want it to just be Gary. I want it to be diversity, which means X, Y, Z. People know that, and they gravitate towards that beyond just me.
Right.
I don't want, like, when you first start off, it feels good when people come to the event. Man, I'm just here to support you. I'm here because you invited me. That feels good at first.
Yeah.
But then after like the second,
run.
third, fourth year, you're like, I don't want you here just because of me. I want you here because you see the value that's being brought to the audience in general. And I think that's the threshold we have to get over sometimes, but that's where you're getting deeper into the business side of things. That's where you start to unlock that.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, here's how I can add value in this way and separate myself from things they can get from all these other places that do similar things. Because I was telling her, like, yeah, it's unique in terms of the Afrobeat side of it, but at the end of the day, it's a fitness-based, like,
It is.
you know,
It is.
it's fitness-based.
It is.
It is.
It's
And it's a self-expression where it may be a unique way to do fitness, but it's still fitness. They have step with fitness, which is a little different, but similar in a way, maybe with just different music. And then you have all these other like memberships from the Orange Theory to the F45 to the gym. So it's just like, what are you going to do that? And then that community aspect can be the thing. So I feel like she's figuring it out.
She is.
But it's going to be important for her in these next couple of years to continue that growth, or that ceiling will come. Yeah. And the thing about the ceiling is it can almost be like invisible. Where you hit it, it's like that glass ceiling. And you don't even know that you hit it.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of circulating in that same space for a long time, you know?
Yeah. Okay. I like that. Mr. Postman.
Balance.
Mr. Postman. Michael, who wears many hats.
That's my guy. Michael's my guy. I love that man. That man got a lot of personality.
He does.
A lot of energy. Family man, business owner, entrepreneur. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you want to say?
So I was just letting you finish up. I wish I would have seen that on the episode. I wish I would have seen it. If there's one thing in this season, and not just to Michael, right? There were people we met before this, and we were just like, oh my gosh. And then they started speaking, and I was like, where's that personality?
Right.
Who is I just met somebody else 15 minutes ago. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want for next season. I need next season people to bring out the personalities, because Michael, very, very, very relatable. As a human being, he can relate to a lot of different types of people. On the episode, you wouldn't know that.
You wouldn't.
You wouldn't see it. And it's just like, that's no head on him. You came here to pitch yourself.
For sure.
You're supposed to be professional.
For sure.
But there's also a balance.
For sure.
Because like that, you know, some episodes you might see me a little bit more uptight. Other episodes, I have more opportunity to show my personality. But if you have one chance to show people this is who I am, this is what I do, and why I'm doing it, I always still want to see the person behind that. It's not just about the business. That's not what wins people over. It's also the person that's building the business. And so, yeah, I would say a lot of respect for that man. He's been doing a lot of things for a long time. 4 children. Like he's a full-on father and really still pursuing things like he's in his early 20s. And so I have a lot of respect for that, and that he continues to even create outside of that. Man's trying to, I'm not going to put his business out there, but he's trying to do more things in spaces where I'm just like, yo, where are you creating this time from? I was like, we all got 24 hours in a day, right?
Right.
So,
right.
A lot of respect for him. I wish I saw his personality on it, because he is one of the funniest people I know.
He is.
He is.
Big personality.
Big personality. But also, we have to give him grace. You know, we have the lights, the cameras.
That's what it is. Because there are some, who would have you sweating.
Listen, I'm
Yeah.
sweating right now.
Yeah. It'll have you, the energy will come.
I'll give him grace. I will. I think that's also something, though, when you come to, when you put yourself out there in this way, you just gotta, you feel me? I don't care what light's in your face. You gotta come. And the thing is, he already has that. I understand.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cameras. There's a lot of lighting here. But yeah, I just wish I saw it, but I do understand too.
Yeah.
And he pitched himself well.
Yeah.
I think he did a good job of letting us know exactly what he's doing, which is at the least I could ask for. So.
For sure. And you're speaking to identity, right? Yeah. I recently had the opportunity to speak to a class who are, early stage founders. And I did a workshop on really figuring out your mission as a business owner, right?
She killed it, by the way.
Oh, I wasn't going to name it.
Sorry.
But sorry.
I'm just saying she killed it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was there. No, I don't want to say. I just want to say you killed it. That's it.
Thank you.
That's it.
Is it recorded?
Is it recorded?
What?
The workshop?
Nah.
Put it up here.
Yeah.
Recorded up here.
Yeah. We got some other witnesses too. Yeah.
But within this workshop, we were speaking to the reason why identity is so important in our mission, in our work, in our businesses, right? Because like you said, with Michael, yes, he is this big personality, and that's oftentimes what draws people to him.
Right.
You're curious to hear what else he has to say because now you have this warm embrace, right? Whenever he gives you a hug, it's the biggest, warmest hug, right? And so I do think that it's important. So I say that to say I agree with you. Having your personality woven into the context of your business is really important. Yes, there are certain rooms you have to walk in and operate a certain way, which is also totally fine, but always show up with that unique thing because just like your fingerprint, there's only one of you, right? One of one, literally one of one. So even if you're operating in a market like Mr. Postman is operating in, that I remember speaking to how it's saturated because it is a very saturated market, but no one else is Michael. And so because he is who he is, that is his unique thing, right? And so I agree with you. Yeah.
And shameless plug, I had a chance to go to his, matter of fact, Wangari too. We went to his co-working space not that long ago, and they have put some time, energy, and effort into that space to really make it warm and inviting. Oh, you were there too.
I was just going to say,
we were all there. We were all there. She came a little later, you know what I'm saying? She came a little later. But nonetheless, it worked out perfectly, actually. It worked out.
Listen, I was there, right?
Agreed. But did you guys get a chance to see the whole space?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
They put a lot of energy and effort into it, and I think they're really setting themselves up to help some of those startup businesses and really get their businesses launched and have a mailing address. Like some of those, again, those intangible things that are super important for business owners. So I just hope he continues to really own and step into that space the way that he intends to, because there's still something there. There's a demand.
Sure.
And he will. I think he will.
I don't have a doubt that he will.
Yeah, he definitely will. Katya, Project Be Free.
Ooh. My heart immediately just started it's just like, that was a very emotionally charged episode. I think that I don't know how she does it, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how she does it. That's nothing but passion and purpose personified. I think that just seeing, because I've heard, I knew about her business a little bit, but it's just hearing it in that way, to the depth of what we got, asking the questions that we did, it really put things into perspective. Like, there's a lot of things happening every single day that you don't even realize is happening. There's businesses that have to be created by people like what she did, her nonprofit, to help solve some of these issues that you are privileged maybe not to deal with yourself. And it really shed light on, a lot of the experiences that she's, she met, and she shared some stuff that she had gone through and why this means so much to her. And I think those are the best people for that situation. You've gone through the things, so you know how to go about handling it on the other side and helping people, just helping people get out of that situation. I think when you do it from that space, it's nothing but authentic. And so hearing her is just, my heart goes out to her and her team. I pray that they really grow and develop into everything that they want to, like whatever that goal is. I hope because they're doing a selfless work, like selfless work.
Yeah.
So and it's just
I love it.
Yeah. Sorry, I got a little bit like I was looking at it like this. I was like
I know.
No, you're right though. It was a emotionally charged episode. You could even feel the energy off of Katya because. I think she even alluded to something just that like that morning or that day like had happened, a call that she got at any given time. She can have those calls come through. But I think Katya is a prime example of like the not so glorified side of business.
Yeah.
And how even when you're pursuing something that's near and dear to your heart, it doesn't mean that's just going to be easy.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't, but somebody has to do the work.
Somebody has
You know what I'm saying? And she's one of those people who took something from a personal experience and turned it to society to solve a problem that she once dealt with.
Yeah.
And she's bearing that weight that is heavier than a lot of other businesses would be. That's heavier than her just having a 9 to 5, because she has all the skills and talents to do that. She could easily just go get a salary job and probably make great money for herself and be fine. But there's a deeper purpose there. And I think she exemplifies someone who's willing to make some of those sacrifices for the greater good and for the long term. So it's really hats off to Katya.
Yeah.
No, and again, they're in it like, you really can't say anything bad. Like we can look at the numbers.
I know.
We can see that they're doing the work.
I know.
Multiple partnerships with police departments, 24-hour service line, holidays, weekends. She's in it.
They're in
deeper
it.
than a lot of people, you know, and her even being, I think it's 5 or 6 years in that she's in. Still kind of early for her too. Like, you know, I know she's different than a 1 year founder, 2 year founder, but nonetheless, it's still very early in her journey. So to your point, I mean, she says she employs like over 20 people now.
Yeah.
She has interns now.
Yeah.
So she's creating an ecosystem for something that's really needed and important in society. To your point, you've said that very well, just in terms of like not even like having the privilege to not even think or worry about DV, but it's happening every day, all the time. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, Katya, she's an example. Like it's not all sunshine and rainbows all the time. And I'm not saying she doesn't get any fulfillment from that, but there's just that weight of her being in it.
It is, yeah.
That is inevitable when it comes to that, especially that line of work.
That line of work. So then with that, I think about, you know, you said something, Gary, about, you know, someone has to do it.
Yeah.
And I think about people who do service work and how oftentimes we end up doing it and many other things, right? And for her specifically, I'm thinking about what her ask was, which was a wellness fund for her staff. And why that's important to establish wellness at the core of what we do, especially when we're doing heavy lifting type of work. And with that, do you feel like an organization like Project Be Free or other folks who are doing work like they're doing, can they be everything for everyone? Or do they have to be very specific around how they're supporting the community?
With them, I don't know for sure if they're necessarily trying to be everything to everybody per se, but I understand what you're getting at. And honestly, I think with them, like a big part of their success, it really goes hand in hand with like government and the legal system in terms of like those relationships they have and the lines that are created with, again, the 24-hour call line. Like some of this stuff is like, it's falling on a nonprofit, but you realize, you think to yourself, like, should that actually be like the city's job? You know, and not to say they're in there with them and they're thank God for them helping the city in some of these places that they're falling. But I understand what you're saying. So what I'm really getting at is I think they are bearing a lot of weight and they're going to need additional assistance. And I think the cities will play a big role in that. And I know that their partnerships have been specifically with cities, but I just know the city's going to have to put it.
They're going to have to.
You know what I'm saying?
No, that's
like,
good.
Like they can't carry all the weight.
That's what I was
I'm
trying
not
to get to.
necessarily conveying it the right way, but like it can't only fall on them. They need, because the city, I mean, not to say unlimited funds, but they got dough.
They
just choose where they allocate it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, this is one of those places that need to be like overfunded, if anything. They shouldn't be scraping and scratching for funds. Right?
Very true.
Yeah, I didn't mean to say that like they.
They're not.
All right.
You remember what he did?
No. We're not going to remember that.
Yeah, no.
Next business is so crazy.
We're not going to remember.
We're not going to remember that. Matter of fact,
reset. All right, reset.
With that, the journey of compassion. Tanelli.
Man, Tanelli.
Be careful with those supplements. You know, remember we talked about this.
What happened? Oh, actually, don't tell us the full story.
Somebody might be eating.
Give us a little.
There's a cleanse, a detox that we got from him. He blessed us with products too. That's
He
one
did.
thing I want to
Incredible
get.
products.
We didn't,
Yes.
you know, and these aren't cheap products either.
No, they're not.
These are ethically sourced,
Yeah.
real deal,
real
organic product. They work.
Oh.
They work. But I took the cleanse supplement, and it's like you take 4 pills and you allow your body to cleanse, and
it cleaned you out.
it happened quickly. I'll just say that. It happened quicker than I expected.
And you
But
did,
very
yeah.
effective.
First of all, I'm looking forward to the cleanse. I'm not gonna lie to you because I'm just like, okay, yeah, if they work, they work. I love
healthy.
things that
Yeah,
actually
it's
work. But no, his Nelly was one of those people this season where I was just like, this man is dead serious, but he's also showing his personality.
Absolutely.
And he's just like, he's like a unconventional founder.
Very
Like,
very unconventional.
Even in the field that he's in,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
wouldn't necessarily, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it could be a lot of different things. So I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, because meeting him, you wouldn't think that he has like a wellness brand. Like he's just, listen, you know, he's just one of the guys. You know, he's a black man. I love seeing the duality. I love seeing a black man in all his blackness, doing something that you wouldn't expect him to do in this way. And so hearing that he's gone to India and he's done the research, he really does care.
Yeah.
And I think that for him, I think we mentioned it, he needs to know the numbers. He needs to understand like what is going on in his business. And again, I think we mentioned that his business partner wasn't there, right? I don't know what she takes on. I don't know what her knowledge is in the big business, and maybe that's why he couldn't answer all the questions. Maybe he needed that other counterpart. But he, as a business owner, should know every part of his company down to like what a single capsule is being sold for. So that was the missing piece for me personally. But honestly, my favorite episode of the season because it was just it brought so much conversation.
Yeah.
That debrief.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Nelly was my favorite episode as well because it forced us to think outside of the box, right? He's so unconventional. We started this by speaking to the nature of why having your identity rooted in your business is really important.
Yes.
Nelly is someone who through and through, his identity is woven into
Unapologetically
throughout
himself.
that business, right? And I will say this, you know, because Nelly is also street smart, right? Part of me feels as though he didn't share certain things, not because he didn't have the data or the numbers, but he's thinking about, okay, I operate in this space and I'm building this thing. I want to make sure that what I share is actually something I want to be put out in the world, right? So that could be another thing that was going on too. In that, however, right, you never know who's watching.
Right.
You never know who might be looking at this and wants to support your mission and wants to support the work that you're doing. And so how do you position yourself to have that, to be a prospect for somebody, essentially, right? But yes, very unconventional, but incredible.
I'll just say one thing. If that was what it was, right?
Yeah.
I just wish he alluded to that in the episode. Just allude to it so we know, okay. He knows. He knows.
But he's sitting here like, listen, I know. Trust me. I know my margins. I'm not going to tell y'all, but I know my margins. But you never know who's watching, who wants to know your margins.
Exactly.
Who has the capacity to give. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because it's easy. It's easy as having a follow-up conversation with him. Oh, what the margins actually look like off camera.
Yeah.
And that conversation. Yeah. Anyways, just that piece. But great episode. Great guy.
No, I thought y'all said that well. I think sometimes in business too, like it's not always that perfect, like one person is going to know all the details and know all the numbers. If you're privileged to have a business partner and you're comfortable enough, trusting that business partner enough to know the other side of the business and you want to focus on what you want to focus on, that's fine too if it works. But to your point, the context, when you're coming on an episode 2 or coming on the show to pitch with the possibility of, then you do a little bit of your math and like, what numbers should I just know or study, even if I need to write them down? It don't matter. Like I'll pull that out and be like, I came prepared. You know, this is what it is. You know, I thought you might ask that. Not something I keep track of on a normal. I can admit that, but that's why I have my business partner for. You see that in businesses more often than you would even think. Even for me, like being a loan officer, like what they say for me is like, we want you to focus on going to meet people. Like that's what you do. There's a front end of the process and there's a back end of the process. Now, any loan officer has the opportunity to do both, where you not only go find clients, but you actually work them through the application process and get them pre-approved, as opposed to me just focusing on finding clients. But either one is okay. You just got to find out what works for you. So it might, to your point, he probably does know more of that information.
For sure.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying on that. But in the context of the show, like if there was a time to be vulnerable or take some of that risk,
it would have been that.
This would be it. You know what I'm saying? This
or even write it down on a piece of paper, slide it over to us, and have people see our reaction.
Be like, these are the margins.
Is that next week?
Yeah.
Exactly. But overall, though, again, it was a very authentic episode that you said. It allowed us to just have conversation, like organic conversation, get to know him as a person, even where the journey had started, the journey of compassion. The name of it hits. And again, I've been using the ashwagandha regularly.
Yes.
And that is not a cleanser.
No, that is not a cleanser.
So you don't have to worry.
Yeah, but you want to cleanse before you start taking it for it to
really do this.
So you don't
for
have
sure.
to worry.
You don't have to
Have to stress.
have to stress.
You don't have to leave the meeting.
On a Monday.
Yeah, on a Monday. Yes.
And our final business this season was Vona Noir. Black.
Fire. They're fire.
Oh,
Yeah.
Man, I love that episode because we got into a conversation about the Black, like entrepreneurs in the Black space, creatives in like networking, I think, because I knew them on the episode, right? It just was really dope to kind of see the way that I was able to advocate for them. Aside from their pitch, which was really great. I love their pitch. It was just really dope to like know, like this is potentially a learning lesson for somebody out there who's listening to put themselves out there, because like I said, they would never have known that I'd be one of the co-hosts for this show today. They found out same day.
Yeah.
And so it was just one of those things where I was excited because I can actually speak on somebody in a way that even if they didn't fill in that blank, I was able to, but that doesn't happen very often, especially not if you're not in certain spaces. So would I have wanted more clarity from their actual pitch so I didn't have to do that? That would have been great. Yeah. Still made for great conversation regardless. For sure. And thank God I was here.
Yeah, no, thank you. Oh, yeah.
But aside from that, also, I will say maybe it was our questions too. You know, I feel like we could, this season, I know it might come later, like what we need to do differently. One thing I think we need to do, we need to work on is certain questions. Like there are certain things that we were discussing in our debriefs where I was just like, should have asked that question. And so I think that was one of those moments that we could have carried the conversation a little bit differently and gotten certain responses in it. Because it's sometimes not on them. They're only answering the questions we're asking.
Whatever we ask them.
So, yeah.
Well said. Well said. I think they got great plans.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a matter of time before I will say, I think for their plans, funding is going to be important.
Oh, that's everything.
That's going to be critical.
Because they're trying to pay their students.
There you go. Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking about. But I think that business model element, and also they're an example of like sharing the load in terms of I focus on the craft, I focus on the business side of things, and they were very clear about that. So I like that foundational element of like that's something they can build off of. But yeah, I think they're going to have to be kind of like aggressive in positioning themselves to receive funding for what they want to do, because there is a need for it, and there probably is a lot. And you know better than I do, Sin. Like you live in that world of just like grants and knowing what money is out there.
Yeah.
There's
money out there.
Oh, for
There's
sure.
a lot of money out there for it. And they're one of those organizations that I think if they get some of that funding, they're going to do good things with it.
Oh, for sure.
So I'm rooting for them, and I think there's more creatives and Black creatives in the Seattle area than I had ever known until I really started stepping out into more networking, and just in my adulthood in general, I've seen it where I'm like, damn, there's a lot of creatives out here and folks that do all different types of things, and a lot of youth who could use that guidance and inspiration, because again, we want people to continue to explore things outside of only sports or only entertainment. And some of the media goes hand in hand with entertainment, but it's not necessarily being behind or in front of the camera. It might be being behind the camera, right?
Sure.
And stimulating more of that, because I'm a youth guy too, and I see it. I'm just like, they need more of this. Come to the community center, teach some workshops. Like there's a lot of opportunities they have. So I just think they need to nail down that business model so they can start, and then call Sin, so they can start to get some of those. They can get some of those insights on how to submit for grants and position themselves to get money. It's all about positioning for them. I think
for sure
they have the skill. I personally think they do.
And they have the connections too.
Yeah, you gotta learn.
You have to learn. Yeah, no, I'm proud of all of them. I feel like every business that we featured this season is absolutely incredible, right?
Yeah.
And yes, some of them are earlier than others. Some of them are more mature than others. But ultimately, I feel like they all brought something that was so unique and so incredible that we can say that we had a solid group of 7 that pitched. With that, you guys are going to find out exactly who the winner of this season of Open Invite is. Now, the thing is, they have no idea that they're in fact the first place business for this season. So we're going to kind of play a little trick on them, bring them on set and ask them a few questions about how they've been and how they're doing. And then of course, let them know that they won. So we'll see you soon. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Open Invite. We have a special guest who's joining us, who's filling the 4th seat, and she did an incredible job with her pitch, and we've seen her doing incredible work even after her episode. And so join me in welcoming Elisa with House of Afro.
Guys.
Welcome. How are you?
I'm good. It's been a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's been.
Yes. What you been up to?
What haven't I been up to?
Facts.
I think last time we saw each other, it was right before the 2-year anniversary.
Yes.
And so, yeah, we had the big anniversary party. It was an amazing event. We had 100 students come.
Wow.
We had about 20 kids come for free or sponsored tickets.
What?
We had, I think, about 10 or 12 wellness influencers invited to the space just to join in community. A great caterer. It was a beautiful time.
Yeah.
So that was an amazing experience. I think since then I've also partnered with the Black Summer Run Club, like I mentioned last episode. We've done, I think, 3 classes out in Tacoma, which have all been really beautiful. Shout out to Dominic. We were just talking about him today. And yeah, I think it's just been a lot of dance, a lot of community, a lot of grant writing. It's been a very busy summer, I'll say.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess my question for you, girl, how has the feedback been since your episode dropped? Like, what's that support look like for you?
It's been mad. I'm not gonna lie. Like my family did a little watch party for that episode.
What? Wow.
Yeah, and we
Episode 4?
got to watch it like on a bigger screen, and so that was really fun to just like see me in real time.
Yeah.
And then we were watching your guys' feedback, and I was like, wow. Because and I texted you about this. Like there were a couple questions where I was like, wow, I really walked into a setup there with that one. But it was a really cool learning experience, and I think since then people have been coming up to me randomly about just like, oh my God, like how's the show, like what's going on? And people have been coming to, I think that brought a lot of traction to my classes as well, because there have been a lot of folks who were like, oh, I saw your episode, and I was like, I really wanted to come to your next class. And so that happened at the 2-year anniversary as well. So I'm grateful for that at the very least. It brought a lot of exposure to House of Afro, and a lot of people who've been here this whole time that I had never cross paths with, where I'm like, oh, we actually frequent the same spaces a lot, you know, and so yeah, it's been very beautiful actually.
Well, we appreciate you joining us today.
Yeah.
You know, we wanted to see where you are, what you've been up to.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, hear any updates that you have, and so even looking ahead for the remainder of the year, what do you have planned?
Q4. I think I'm gonna sleep a little more.
Good.
Because I haven't been doing that. I'm keeping up with my monthly classes. I am traveling, I think, in the fall back to one of the camps that I do. Like I said, typically in the winter is when I go and train myself, and then I come back and kind of implement here in Seattle. So we're supposed to be going to Asia pretty soon. And then I might do an end of summer shebang to close out just this season. But just based on how much of an uproar the 2-year anniversary was, I'm like, I don't know if I need to do that right now, or maybe I'll save it for like December when it's really, really peak dark hours. So yeah, I think just travel. Obviously, regular classes are going to come back, and then I may do like a closing year big event, but we're still playing with that idea.
Yeah. Love it. I love it. Well, what we have here is an envelope that actually tells you if you're first, second, third place. And so we're going to have you open it actually right now.
Okay.
And you get to see in real time whether or not you're walking away with the $5,000 or if you just did an incrable job, you know, you're at the top of the pack, right? So are you ready?
No, but I will.
You want to hand this down?
Oh my goodness, the nerves. Child.
All right, drum roll, please. All right, House of Afro. What are you?
Woo!
Hey, let's go. Yes, you did that. You did that.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, I'm going to cry again.
We actually didn't have any other episodes today.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You guys are like,
You're the only one.
You,
so enjoying it.
you walked into it once again. You walked into
Happy
it.
birthday.
Oh my gosh.
Congrats. Well deserved.
No, that's
well
really
deserved.
interesting. I was like, third one of the day. Like, oh my
Good thinking,
goodness.
good thinking.
Sorry, I
Good
could
thinking.
really,
Can we get some napkins?
yeah, please.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
'Cause for me, I'm like,
Thanks, babe.
people forget when you do hard things, like, to celebrate you. You know what I mean? And I think for me, I wasn't even expecting to cry about it because I was like praying about it because when you texted like, okay, we made finals, I was like, okay, cool. Finals doesn't mean you won, you know? And this is a community-based grant. Like, I've written grants for myself, so I know what that feels like. I know what it looks like when I put in the own work, but it's like, it was very dependent on the people who are surrounding me if they believe in what I'm doing. So I think for me to have this, I'm like, oh my God.
Your people voted.
Yeah.
I
So
can say that. When I tell you,
Yeah.
after we dropped your episode, my email was flooded.
Oh
when
my
I tell
gosh.
you, like, that
Girl, your
entire
community came
Yeah, that's
through for
crazy.
you.
flooded. So you have the support. And I pray that this actually affirms you
Yeah.
in the
It
hard
really
work
does.
that you're doing.
Sorry to the
girl,
camera.
I know.
That's a lot. We didn't do the I appreciate
Congratulations,
that.
Mama.
Yeah, me, I might be like the face, but there's a bunch of people, you know, right behind me that this was a win for. So shout out to us.
Yes.
And shout out to y'all. Like, I don't know what to say. This is crazy.
Well, no, thank you. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And we also do want to shout out all the other businesses who did show up and really, like, you know, Elisa said, this is a vulnerable space to put yourself out there and just try, right? And so we hope that you guys keep trying because the next season is right around the corner. And applications are open literally after this episode drops. We're going to have applications open. So start submitting your applications and maybe you might be the next person who walks away with $5,000 or more. We don't know yet. And so with that, again, congratulations, Elisa.
Thank you.
And team, it has been an incredible season.
It has been.
Yes. All right. Yes. Well, stay tuned for the next season. In the meantime, we appreciate you. We'll see you soon.